A little bit of both, right? And let me explain or expand upon that. I think initially it's harder, as we talked about through some of the other questions in this interview. The reduction of attack surface should be the goal of anyone. And if you think about a transition to the cloud, you're increasing that attack surface because you're creating redundant data sets. If you look at it from an on-prem versus a public cloud provider, as you're making that transition. But inevitably, as you transition those critical data sets and use cases to the cloud, it should ultimately reduce that attack surface. But more importantly than that, if we think about the cloud service providers, they're spending a tremendous amount of money on security. And there's a fundamental difference between the securing of the cloud and securing in the cloud. And if we think about the fine print that we often don't read, the cloud service providers really are responsible for the securing of the cloud. And they do a good job of that, but they certainly aren't going to take the place of what you need to do in securing in the cloud around good cyber hygiene, making sure patches are done. The things that we see typically happen of breaches in a cloud environment are typically come from one of two things: either poor overall hygiene or people or humans, right? And I don't know that whether it's on-prem or cloud, you ever really stop the human aspect of things. I think that risk is out there equally. But we would just say definitely make sure that you read the fine print, that you understand the responsibility of your cloud service provider versus what your responsibility is as the enterprise as you make that journey.